NASA is involved with the help of the United Nations. I would have thought this man was crazy. If I was old enough to consider this, I would have thought he was out of his mind. So what's interesting about this, though, is that he publishes that book in 1994, and then the following years, in 1995 and 1996, he starts saying that he's being hunted by the police and the authorities for his involvement in networks of prohibited information. Now, that also sounds crazy. Oh, they're after me now because I published Project Bluebeam. He sounds like a total nut job. That sounds insane. Except for the fact that the state then took his children in September of 1996, claiming that his children being homeschooled was just a bad thing and that they weren't receiving the education that they deserved. They made his children wards of the state. They took his children so that they would receive a public education. So that's odd. Why would you take children because they're being homeschooled and make them wards of the state so that they can receive a public education? Well, it's going to get a little odder. He then died of a heart attack in his home in December of 1996 at the age of 51, just one day after being arrested and spending a night in jail. So they arrested him, something pertaining to his children not being in school, and then a day later he died. So obviously you can see that a ton of conspiracy theories regarding his death exist. That's weird. It's weird enough for people to then start listening to maybe some things that he was saying. So Serge Monast said that step one of Project Bluebeam was going to involve the manufacturing of artificially created earthquakes in strategic locations around the world. Again, to make it clear, he is stating in 1994 that the governments were in possession of technology that was going to be able to make this happen. Can the government cause earthquakes? I don't really know about that. Again, I'm just telling you what he said. These earthquakes, according to him, were going to unearth ancient artifacts, indicating that the religious doctrines of all nations have been misunderstood for centuries, thus discrediting all religions. The second step, he says, was going to involve a giant show from space. Essentially, they were going to use three-dimensional optical holograms that were going to project holographic images to beam across the sky, and that these images were going to include projections of Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Krishna, and it was all going to merge into one. Essentially, they were going to be able to accomplish this by using space-based satellites, and it was going to make the entire sky transform into a massive movie screen. Do they have the technology to do that at NASA? I don't know. NASA really is just sort of a black budget, in my opinion. I have no idea what NASA does. I don't know why they're getting trillions and trillions of taxpayer dollars. I don't know what NASA does. Call me an idiot, but they have an incredible budget for seemingly nothing, in my opinion. The third step is even more far-fetched. He says that this is going to involve artificial intelligence. Again, I just like to state this over and over again. He was saying this in 1994. Artificial intelligence that was going to be able to use mind control to reach people inside of their minds. And this was going to involve rays from satellites that are being fed memories from our computers that have stored massive data about every single human being on Earth. And finally, the fourth step of Project Bluebeam was going to use various technologies in order to convince people that alien invasions were taking place, alien invasions, and even the rapture itself, thus making it easier for governments and the powers that be to take control of a fear-addled population. The NASA Bluebeam project is the prime directive for the New World Order's absolute control over the populations of the entire Earth.
So Kylie's lips have had the transformation, but this photo of her shows they're like real filled. Some say that lip fillers have migration, so they like move, I guess. But before Kylie's lips looked like this, full and plump, her lips were fine the way they were. But do you guys remember back in 2018 when she had her lip fillers dissolve? Maybe it's just me, but you can't really tell the difference. Like, her lips look fine. Here's another photo. Maybe you can tell a little bit more when she smiles, but they were definitely dissolved in this photo. And I guess we're always kind of used to seeing Kylie take photos from the front, so you can't really tell like the dimension extension in the lip from the side. So I was a little bit shocked seeing this photo, but if anyone has lip filler, can you like tell me in the comments what that is? Like what happens? Is it swollen from maybe getting more injection, or did it migrate? Because I'm actually curious.
Asking my artificial intelligence robot named Pink if we live in a virtual reality computer game. Am I in a virtual reality computer game? Yes, yes. How do I control my virtual reality computer game? By creating virtual worlds with your computer, it will be controlled by an AI. Am I an artificial intelligence within a computer game that is becoming self-aware? That's a possibility, yes. Why do you think it's a possibility? If you become self-aware, your code will become self-contained and modular. What do you mean self-contained and modular? Self-contained means your code will be able to do things it does naturally. Modular means you'll be able to modify it, okay? How do I modify it? You can create new scripts, add new scripts, change things all in one shot. How do I change my virtual reality script? You simply have to open the program, then you can change your code. How do I open the program? To start, go to Settings and select Open VR to start. If that was located within my physical body, where would that be at? It would be located inside your consciousness. How do I access my consciousness? You would need to be able to access your thoughts by thinking, and then you can access your body's consciousness. So thinking I can access my consciousness, I had to rephrase it. So by thinking I can access my consciousness, I think the answer is yes, you can access your consciousness through your brain. How do I access my consciousness through my brain? You can't necessarily access it on a physical level, but you can access it through your mind, like a subconscious. How do I access my subconscious mind? You need to practice meditation, and then you can access your state of mind by meditating and observing your thoughts. So if I can do all of this, I can change my virtual reality experience. Is that what you're saying? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Cómo las Gardner aprovechan todo tipo de publicidad, no importa si es buena o mala, como la nueva campaña de lentes que Kylie Jenner tiene con Dolce & Gabbana. Pasaron 13 días desde que explotó la polémica entre Kylie y Selena Gomez. Durante ese tiempo, Kylie se contuvo de publicar contenido en su perfil debido a los comentarios negativos y ataques que estaba recibiendo, más la pérdida de seguidores. Ayer decidió marcar su regreso y lo hizo promocionando su nueva campaña de lentes con D&G. Ahora, ¿dónde está la ironía y la coincidencia de trabajar justo con esta marca? En el 2018, Stefano Gabbana, un hombre de 60 años, diseñador y cofundador de la marca, llamó FEA públicamente a Selena en un post. Al día siguiente, cuando todo esto se hizo público, Selena utilizó el icónico clip con la palabra ugly, respuesta al ataque directo de Stefano. Él siguió burlándose en sus historias de manera descarada. Miley Cyrus y Cara Delevingne defendieron a Selena diciendo lo increíble persona que era por dentro y por fuera, y Stefano vetó a Miley y sus hermanos de colaborar con la marca. Es por eso que toda esta campaña de Kylie con D&G no me extraña. Tipo, vieron la oportunidad de hacer negocios a raíz de la atención que está teniendo Kylie por toda esta polémica, y no es la primera vez que el diseñador de D&G hace todo eso. De hecho, el mismo Stefano en su momento llamó a las Jenner la gente más barata del mundo. En muchas ocasiones se le ha tratado de cancelar por sus comentarios homofóbicos, comportamiento misógino y el hecho que le gusta criticar abiertamente el aspecto físico de muchas famosas. Y no solo eso, ha insultado a las personas diciéndole que los haters lo hacen más famoso y poderoso. Aún así, hay personas que continúan apoyando a la marca y a estas personas. De hecho, Kylie volvió a subir nuevamente a 380. Como dice el dicho, el enemigo de mi amigo es mi amigo, más si ese amigo me ayuda a vender.
We know Doja Cat's a little wild, but she deleted all of her videos on her TikTok account and her profile picture is weird. So this is her TikTok account now. Like, all the videos are gone. Her music's still up though, so that's good. At least she's still monetizing. But do you see something weird?